Now I have the pleasure to introduce our next session with an amazing university from Rome, John Cabot University, and Giovanni is a representative of this amazing institution with a liberal arts program. Giovanni will explain more what majors and minors you can study at John Cabot, what an amazing experience it is, because he is actually alumni of the university himself. And now, Giovanni, welcome. First of all, good to see you again. This time not in Belgrade, but nevertheless, it's a pleasure having your university at our event once again. And now the floor is yours. You can share your presentation. I will make you a co-host to our session. Here it is.
Thank you very much, Giovanna. Thank you very much. I'm very, very happy to be here virtually with you all. And thank you very much for organizing this as well. Thank you.
You're very welcome. So I will be behind the scene collecting the questions, and just to make sure everything is fine, I can see your presentation, so you can start.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. All right. So as Giovanna was saying, I am Giovanni. I'm a former student. I double majored in international affairs and international business, class of 2019. And I've been working as an admissions counselor for almost 2 years. And I'm from Sicily. I've been living in Rome for 6 years. The weather is not the same, but the history, you know, it just definitely makes it worth it. We'll tell you a little bit about John Cabot University today. We are the largest American university in Italy. And let me show you, as I said, we're located in Rome. We are a 20-minute walk away from the Colosseum, 25-minute walk away from the Vatican, with a very international community. And let's jump right into it. All right, as you can see, we have a little over 1,000 students coming from over 70 countries in the world. So a very international community. Here are some of the percentages that you will find on campus as far as our nationalities are concerned. As you can see, here we are including our visiting students. Without our visiting students, we're talking about a 35% American population, 25% Italian, the remaining from all over the world. What this means is that an American university in the heart of Rome, over 75% of our students is not Italian. So that's something we greatly value at JCU. Relatively small community, specifically, you know, compared to some of the wonderful and prestigious institutions that are also presenting today. And as you can see, we have an average of 15 students per class. So what this means is that the professors will know you by name. They're very easy to talk to, always available. Something else I would love to show you is these are some of the measures that we've adopted to tackle the global pandemic affecting the, of course, the world today. As you can see, we've adopted thermal scanning and hand sanitizing at the entrance of each and every housing and academic building. And then we've also adopted a hybrid methodology of learning. So what does this mean? Our students can follow the lectures online through the platform that the university has provided them with, or they can physically attend the class on campus. Okay, so it's really up to the students how they would like to approach their academic path. Specifically, what I can say is last week on Monday, that was the first day of our spring 2021 semester. And like I said, we have students online, but also students on campus. Our facilities are open. Our library is open. Classrooms, of course, cafeteria. We are enforcing the measures as imposed by the Italian government. So as long as we're all safe, we can continue with the academic experience at JCU. Moving on, I don't know if our participants are familiar with the American academic system, but it allows for plenty of freedom, plenty of room to play with when it comes to shaping your academic path. Now, what does this mean? You will be able to combine majors and combine minors, as well as, of course, different fields that you might be interested in. What are majors and what are minors? I'll quickly explain. So majors are the main fields of your degree, as opposed to the minors, and we have 19 of them, as opposed to the 14 majors. The minors are smaller fields in which you can specialize. Now, let me show you. For example, as I said, I double majored in international affairs and international business. What this means is that I was able to graduate with one degree that said that I had specialized, that I had studied the two different fields. Right. So this is something that's really, really important, specifically to perhaps students who have not decided what they would like to study or have multiple interests. For example, like I said, if we have students who are interested in psychology, you may combine psychology. You can double major in psychological science, and perhaps you're interested in economics and finance or art history. It's really up to you. In addition to those, in addition to the two majors, we also have minors, right? So what our students can do is they can take courses and exams in these fields, and then they get to specialize in those as well. These are all things that will go on your degree, right, once you graduate. And as I said, 14 majors. We have divided them into 3 different macro areas. We have business, social sciences, humanities, and classic studies. And the minors that you will find, but not as majors, but only as minors, because as I said, so we have 19 minors, are art and design, we have creative writing, we have entrepreneurship, we have legal studies, mathematics, and philosophy. Any specific questions regarding the majors or the minors please use the Q&A box, right? So, or the chat. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you may have. I will also give you my email in the chat. And yeah, okay, so moving on. Something actually that I would like to say very quickly. As you can see, there's this beautiful thing that we have, which is called on-site learning. So, for example, specifically, usually for our history students, what they do is, let's say they're studying about the Colosseum, they're studying about the Pantheon. What they do is they walk outside of the classroom and they will be studying about the Pantheon, about ancient Rome from inside the Colosseum, from inside the Vatican museums, right? So we say Rome is your campus, and we really mean it, because we are very, very close to all the most important attractions in the eternal city of Rome. Moving on. All right. So something you need to know, regardless of what you would like to study, we have a little over 900 job and internship opportunities with over 600, both Italian and international organizations. I'll throw some of the big names at you. These are all places where students work every single semester. So, for example, we have students at Associated Press for Journalism, Bulgari, Coca-Cola, Eurovision, Ernst & Young for finance, IBM. And then, of course, we like it to take advantage of the many international institutions which are located in the capital city and Rome. So we have students working at the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, the World Food Program, the Food and Agricultural Organization. These are all, of course, UN agencies which are located only in Rome. And then, for example, each and every semester, 2-3 students working at the U.S. Embassy to Italy, to the Vatican, to the FAO. We have the Peruvian Embassy, French Embassy. So many, many different opportunities, as well as the Prime Minister's Office, the Italian Prime Minister's Office. Moving on, let me show you, we have an Institute for Entrepreneurship for our business students. Our Institute for Entrepreneurship is headed by an entrepreneurship and finance professor. Her name is Professor Silvia Pulino, who is a master, she got her MBA, so Master of Business Administration at Harvard Business School. As well, for example, something else I can tell you, the Department of Political Science and International Affairs is headed by Professor Pamela Harris, who is a Harvard Law graduate. So she got her JD, her Juris Doctor, her law degree at Harvard. So like I said, this is just to give you an idea that prestigious faculty, coming from very prestigious institutions, you will find a JCU, you will find the very international community and the world-class academic programs. Let's continue. All right, let's say you're interested in making your international experience even more international. As you can see, you get to go global. By paying the exact same tuition, you get to spend one semester or a whole year all over the world. We have partner universities in Japan, in South Korea, the UAE, Lebanon, Egypt, Nigeria. In Europe, we have Norway, Ireland, France, and Greece, and then partner universities all over the Americas, specifically Canada, Mexico, Colombia, and of course, all over the United States. Usually most popular destinations are New York, or the states of California, Texas, Massachusetts, Florida as well. So really you, as a student, decide to shape your academic path whichever way you want to. So you could be spending, for example, you could be studying psychology one semester in New York City and then the following semester in Paris, or one whole year in New York City or one whole year in Los Angeles. Really up to you. Moving on. So student life, you might be familiar with many, many different movies, many different, TV shows that are about the high school academic life on an American university campus. Something I can tell you, we have over 20 active student clubs. Two I always like to mention are the JCU Model United Nations Society. What they do is they represent countries, they participate in international conferences. I always say last year, but now we're in 2021, so I should say 2 years ago. 2 years ago, our student delegates, what they did was they traveled to Switzerland and Portugal to participate in the UN simulations. And last year, at the beginning of the year, actually in January, they hosted the 10th edition of the JCU Model United Nations Conference. They hosted ambassadors, big personalities, as well as high school and university students coming from Texas, coming from Switzerland, coming from Israel, so from all over the world. Another student club I like to mention as well is the Business Club. They have this little activity which is called Shadow a CEO. What they do is they visit the headquarters of a big company. Specifically, I think it was 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. They visited the Lavazza headquarters. I'm Italian. If I don't talk about food, I'll talk about coffee, sorry. So the Lavazza headquarters in the north of Italy, in Torino. And and they met one of their representatives, and they visited, as I said, their buildings, their facilities, to understand the business day-to-day operations, as well as what it entails to lead a national business operating internationally as well. Right. So wonderful opportunities for our student athletes, for our let's say sports enthusiasts out there. We have tournaments in Rome and all over Europe for basketball, football, volleyball, cheerleading, swimming, tennis, and ping pong. So many, many different opportunities. And then for community service, we partner with 16 organizations. Where students usually do is they teach English at the International Women's House, they teach English at the International Refugee Shelter, or they feed homeless people in Trastevere with one of the biggest community service organizations in Italy, which is called the Saint Egidio Community. Okay, so like I said, so plenty of ways to give back to the community as well. All right, as you can see, you will find our social media handles here, JCU Student Life, to keep up with what our Student Life office is doing. So feel free to follow us on social media. Moving on, some of the wonderful, wonderful pictures of our buildings. This is the Conti Campus where the admissions office is located. Of course, this is not where I currently am. It's a Saturday, so I've been working from home today. And top right, what do we have? This is a classroom, a typical classroom. So how many chairs? 10, 12 chairs for an average of 15 students per class. All right. Cuetini Campus, where we started in 1972. This is the beautiful view of Trastevere, where we're located. Like I said, the historic center of Rome. We cross we're a 15-second walk from the Tiber River. You cross the bridge, the Ponte Sisto Bridge, and you are in the heart of Rome, right? So everything very, very, very close. For example, just to give you an idea, the Conti Campus from the Cuetini Campus, like I said, this is where we started in 1972. We're talking about a 3-4 minute walk. In the Cuetini Campus, you will find the Aula Magna, which is our conference hall, where we host, let's say, the biggest events, and then, classes as well as other offices. In the Tiber Campus, which is a 15-second walk from our Conti Campus, where the admissions office is located. We have our cafeteria, our Tiber Cafe, as well as other classrooms and student life offices. All right. Last but not least, Largo de Giorentini, our facility where we host our fresco painting, sketching, drawing, photography, as well as digital media production courses. This is one of our students. His name is Giggs Cole. He's a South African artist, and he got a full ride scholarship from JCU. We'll talk a little bit about financial aid opportunities in a second. Moving on, JCU student housing. Beautiful apartments, of course, very close to campus. As you can see, 5 to 10 minute walk from campus, and very well equipped. There's also a gym, right? A fitness center. You'll find study rooms, student lounge rooms, anything you may need. And residential life. So with that last bullet point always reminds me of is that there's a huge opportunity for our students to work for the Housing and Residential Life Office as resident assistants. And what that means is free housing, free meal plans. So you could also be living in the Eternal City completely for free. Is student housing mandatory? Absolutely not. So if you are interested in seeking independent apartments, I have found myself adding students or applicants to our Facebook student groups. All they do is, hello, my name is Giovanni. This is my budget. And I would like to rent a room. I would like to rent an apartment. So very, very easy. Moving on. So we've been talking about wonderful things. How do we make this happen? There is an application process. We have two portals. You can apply directly on our website or on a common app, which is usually the portal that many international students use. We'll take a look at your transcript, so your grades. We'll take a look at your classes. 2 letters of recommendation. Those 2 should be academic, so written by your professors. A 600-word personal essay when we ask you to talk about yourself, why you think you would be a great fit for JCU. Interview by phone, Skype, or in person. I usually say, I'm the one leading the interviews, so hopefully if I made a good impression today, you will definitely see my face again, fingers crossed. And then proof of English proficiency, unless you've been studying at an English-speaking institution for 2 years. If that is not the case, of course, we do accept IELTS, we do accept TOEFL, Duolingo as well, so you will find more information on our website. And all right, so let's talk figures. I know we have 13 minutes left, so I'll be quick so we can answer some questions as well. All right, so one academic year at JCU is 18,000 euro. However, when I was a student 6 years ago, tuition fees was 17,000 for a year. I ended up paying 5,600. Divided into 2 semesters, that's 2,800. In 2,800. Why did the price go down that much? Because we have scholarships, right? So we have scholarships that cover 20, 50, 70, and 100% of our tuition fees. Over 85% of our students receive financial aid. And as you can see, we have need-based and merit-based scholarships. What does this mean? That we will, not only will we take a look at your grades, of course, at your classes, the classes you've been taking in your high school, but we're also interested in your family's financial situation, as well as any extracurricular activity you might have been involved in. Do you play sports? Do you play instruments? Do you have any hobbies? Do you participate in any, student club activities? We want to know. We want to make sure that our applicants are very active members in their community. They're very well-rounded, of course, applicants. But most importantly, we want to make sure that you will thrive at an international community, such as the one we have at JCU. And last slide, what happens after JCU? As you can see, you will be joining a network of over 10,000 alumni, me being one of them, as Ivana was saying earlier. So covering 110 countries in the world. These are all contacts and connections you will be provided with. And just to give you an example of the reputation, just to give you an idea that the university has that reputation, we've had students continue their studies at Cambridge, Columbia, Georgetown, right, the list you can see on the slide: Johns Hopkins, King's College, LSE, New York University, Oxford University, Sciences Po, Harvard, right? So plenty of different opportunities for you. And as far as employment is concerned, we do understand this is an investment. For the class of 2019, Giovanni being part of that class as well, 90% of our students had already found an employment, a job within 1 year of their graduation. For the class of 2018, so the previous year, 70% of our students had found a job, and 19% had already enrolled at a graduate program for either a master's program or a PhD. Okay, like I said, just to give you an idea that the university has that reputation, we will help you should you be interested in continuing your academic path at one of these prestigious institutions, all over the world, or should you be interested in, building your career. We will also help you with that, with the many opportunities and job opportunities that the Career Services Center offers. Now, with that, I am done. I look forward to answering any questions you may have. Of course, as you can see, social media handles, everything you'll find on here. So follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, but you will find many, many videos exploring the campus, exploring the beautiful city of Rome. Something very quickly I would like to say, what kind of student do we usually get at JCU? So our university was named after an explorer, so John Cabot, one of the first few explorers to travel to North America in the 1500s. Why this history lesson? Because that's usually the type of student we get. We're exactly looking for an explorer who's willing to step out of their comfort zone and have their life changed in Rome. And as you saw, wherever JCU will take them. All right, so looking forward to meeting many, many explorers out there. Giovanna, the floor is yours. I'll just leave, should I leave the slide?
No, we just had one question. So hello, yeah. I have scheduled appointment with you. Do I need to install anything? So you will just use Zoom. You can download it, the application, and use it. You can even use it from your phone, but it's better if you use your laptop or desktop to have a meeting. Another question that we had about working during studies, because at American universities usually students are allowed to work only within campus. Is it the same thing with John Cabot, or do you have some other regulations regarding working hours for students?
So the answer is our students can work both on campus, but also off campus. The student visa allows that. And we're usually talking about 20 hours per week. So that is allowed, absolutely. So they're definitely, able to take advantage of the many internship and job opportunities that the university has to offer. So yes.
Okay. So about some job fairs also during the studies, in which year usually students commit to some more serious, let's say, jobs and still being able to study during the whole period?
So usually students take their first semester, so the first 4 or 5 months, to get used to the rhythm, get used to the new atmosphere, get used to the new environment. And then starting from their second semester in their first year, they can do whatever. They can participate in career fairs. Actually, that's recommended. Even if they're not serious about looking for a job and internship opportunities, they can still have meetings with company leaders and company representatives. That's organized by the university, and that will happen. That usually happens on campus, right? So, of course, before the pandemic, this happened on campus. Now, for example, for this year, we decided to have one online, of course, but over 85 businesses and companies are invited every single year at JCU. So for the career fairs, along with the many internship and job opportunities that are offered by the career services. Yeah.
Okay, and is accommodation provided for all the international students? That was also a question.
So usually the answer is yes, meaning usually what our students do is they decide, right? For our international students, a prioritized, or say a preferred choice is to stay in housing, at least for their first semester, or their second semester as well. So usually their freshman year, their first year. Do they have guaranteed housing at least for their first year? The answer is yes. And then if let's say for the first year, our students decide to stay in housing, they will be prioritized for the following semester, for the following year, over students who are now deciding to, only then deciding to apply for housing. So the answer is also yes. Yeah.
So freshmen, don't you worry about housing options, because in some other cities, with some other universities, actually housing in big cities as Rome, Milan, it can be quite a struggle. So this is a really good thing that John Cabot provides accommodation for for the first year students. Giovanni, we didn't have more questions regarding study options accommodation. You can just tell us what is the most amazing thing while studying in Rome, for example. Yes,
Absolutely.
from your own. Are you from Rome or not?
I'm from Sicily. I'm from Palermo. So yeah, I spent of course, with the whole winter break, I decided to go back home, and I came back the first few days of January. So I always say I get to live the best of both worlds, because Sicily, usually very relaxed, atmosphere, time slows down. Then when I get back to Rome, there's always, I think it's the best combination. It's the perfect combination between, rush hours and, people running everywhere, but also there are beautiful, and you see it also with the monuments, with history, just walking around, taking a deep breath and just embracing all of this, right? So I'd say it's wonderful. About being a JCU student, what's the best thing? I would just say, regardless of what are applicants or what are students, what they're interested in and what their academic preferences are, regardless of that, what the beautiful thing about JCU is, when they walk into a classroom, they get to meet people coming from all over the world. Now, what does that mean? Let's say we have students interested in psychology or film studies. They will hear about people talking, coming from Serbia, coming from Libya, coming from Italy, coming from the United States, bring in their perspectives, bring in so many different, topics and, their cultures to the table. And this, of course, can only enrich in the academic path. So not only will we learn about Italy, not only will we learn about Serbia, not only will we learn about the many different, countries where participants today are coming from, but we will also learn from, it's inevitable, from all people, we will learn, from people coming from all over the world. So that's something I think a JCU student should definitely look forward to.
Yeah, that's also the benefit of actually studying abroad, to have the opportunity to exchange your culture and everything else regarding your home country with the other students. And can a student choose more than one major during the studies at JCU?
Absolutely. So that's what the American academic system allows you to do. So what our students can do is, like I said, so should they have any other academic interests, or perhaps they're interested in different fields, that is an option that's available to them. So they will be able to pursue different majors, 1 major and 2 minors, 1 major and 3 minors, 2 major and 1 minor. So it's really up to them. And let me give you, Giovanna, a quick example, if I can. For example, we have students who will like to study, who know what they want to do. A common example is, for example, students who are interested in the art history field or in artworks, and they will like to work at an auction house, right? So for selling artworks, paintings, and all of that. The American academic system allows them to double major in art history and marketing, which is exactly the field they might be interested in if they want to work at an auction house, right? So that's exactly what happened for one of our students who ended up working at Christie's, one of the most popular auction houses in the world. Like I said, just a few examples. I'm available for any other questions. Of course, should I leave my email in the chat, or they can find it on the website or in the platform? Sorry.
So the best way to contact Giovanni is actually going to GCU booth, and then you can start a chat with him or his colleagues. Also there you can download the brochure and gather all the information regarding the university. One-on-one sessions are still available. So if you click on schedule meeting and there is available slot, just take it, because there are not too many, and you will have your half an hour of time with Giovanni one-on-one.
Right.
Okay, thank you a lot. It was super informative as always, and it was pleasure having you again at Study in Italy. We will see each other again, and enjoy your sessions one-on-one.
Thank you very much, Ivana. It's been my pleasure. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.
You too. Bye. Bye.